Hi, Joanne Meal of Joanne Meal Career Services at thejobsearchqueen.com, back again. I'm going to talk a little bit more about applicant tracking systems. And of course, if a company says, please send your resume in .docx, then send it that way. Or they say, if it's okay for you to send a PDF, then fine. When they don't say it, you can't assume that that's the correct format to use. I still recommend that people use .doc or .txt, your text document. Taleo is among the strictest, so I go by that, and if you can get it passed or into a Taleo-based system, then you can probably make it in any system at all. Taleo asks for a very specific kind of format, and actually they don't tell you this, but those of us who talk to the experts who are close to this and to the programmers and so forth say that, first of all, having a heading at the top of the page is your name, address, even street address, phone number. I have my clients also put in on their regular resumes or their prettier resume their LinkedIn address, and if they're on Twitter, have them put that on there as well. But frankly, Taleo doesn't care about those. It wants the traditional kind of heading on the resume. It then looks for a title. What is your title? Then it looks for a summary section. Now understand that within Taleo you must tag each section. You can't just have it sitting there. You have to actually say summary. And that is one of the traditional kinds of sections that it gets or understands and can filter from. The next needs to be experience. Now ordinarily when I work with clients on their so-called pretty resume, on the one that they would actually give a human being, either send them or give them, I have a couple of other sections in there, things like proven strengths, and it might be quotes about the person, it might be some sample successes, a variety of things that really take up part of page one so that people can properly position themselves for the person who's reading it. But Taleo doesn't understand those sections and will pretty much ignore any section it doesn't get. The next section it's going to look for is the one that says professional experience or some similar kind of tag. Then it looks for actual separate jobs. So what I urge people to do so that Taleo can see each of your jobs is to list them separately and then list the skills that you used in each of them as well as your accomplishments. Here it's looking really for skills and actual key words that are critical to your success in that job. The assumption seems to be that if that skill is there, then the success will follow. Whereas in other resumes that actual human beings read, I have my people really touting their accomplishments and successes, and then there's a separate skills section. Taleo wouldn't understand that, so you need to put your skills in each job in which you used it. So if, for example, you have project management skills and you've used them on the last 3 jobs, put it into each job there. Also, it doesn't understand sections at the end after the education section, which it does understand. It doesn't understand things like community service or involvement or similar kinds of things. I just tell people take those pieces and put them in with the actual job that they belong to, if it's job related that you've done. So those are some ideas and some tips for you. Taleo sees a space, for example, as a starting of a whole other section. So keep your sections together, and that way you can understand it better, and then you can get it through. So hopefully those you find helpful, and from what I've seen, when people make those changes, they get more hits, they actually get responses from companies, and a lot of times they even get interviews, and that's the whole goal here. So give those a try. Next piece we'll talk about keywords. See you then. Bye-bye.